Hi guys, Shannon here from Mixed Media, Minnesota. Today we're going to work on some steampunk style tags. So I was playing with some tin tape and I made this background for a tag. And I wanted to show you how I did it. So I got this, it's like tin tape. I got this from my aunt a long time ago. I think it's what they use for like furnace pipes and stuff. But what I did is I cut it in a bunch of little pieces. So all different sizes, and I just cut it in different random shapes. And then we have a couple different tags over here. Maybe we'll try and make a big one. So what I did was I used Fabri-Tac because it is tape, but I don't know if it's just because mine's old. It doesn't stick, it peels up. But what I started by doing is just layering these pieces to cover the front of the tag. So it feels really sticky on here, but once you stick it on the paper, it doesn't on the tag, it doesn't stick very well. So maybe before I get a full of Fabri-Tac, we'll just open a bunch of these and lay them around. So I believe it was my Aunt Mary showed me this a long time ago, and I haven't done it forever. So I wanted to give it a try. I think the end result with the like riveted metal or steel look is kind of neat. Okay, so we'll start with those. And then so I hope you guys are all having a good day today. Enjoying the last calm before Christmas, maybe. So I just kind of randomly glue them on here. And if they hang over, that's okay because your scissors can cut them. You know, trim it off. So I tried the art glitter glue on it, but it like I said, it peeled up. It just didn't work. So this Fabri-Tac seems to hold it down. I'm gonna put a piece of paper under here. I'll get glue all over my mat. And you want it to overlap so you have like the lines over it. And you can use, you know, bigger pieces of the tape, smaller pieces, doesn't matter. I just try and line up the edge on there so I have less cutting. It makes a mess, but we're going to distress it when we're done anyways, so it's okay if you see a little bit of the glue. You can fast forward to this part, all the same, just keep adding until it's completely covered. And for on the back, this tag is light enough for a journaling spot. So what I'm going to do on the back, I think, is just maybe a little bit of stenciling with some vintage photo. She also gave me this little thin copper tape. We'll have to try some of that too. It's neat. I wonder if we could crinkle them too and have another effect on there. I'll just leave these ones. Not being too picky with it. Like I said, it is tape. It just doesn't really hold, so. I was thinking that was long enough, but we'll have to add another one over there. The more layers you put in it, the more rivets you'll have in it when you're marking it for that, where it would hold the metal. I don't know if this would work with aluminum foil as well. I think that might be a little harder to work with, but it might work. I probably shouldn't have glued the end. I'll just trim it off. Making a mess. Well, I was trying to cover that. Well, I guess it does. Glue all over my fingers. Definitely too much glue. I look like a kindergartner using glue here. Okay, so now we're just gonna trim that. And then punch out that hole so you can see where that's at. Okay, a little bit more up here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, get rid of some of the glue mess. And I just put the paper underneath of there. It gives it another little layer when we're doing this part. So what I do is I just use a pen, you know, that has the clicker, so you have the round, the top or whatever. And then, so I go around and I'll start like in the corners and just turn it. You just push down and turn on your pen and it gives that little look of a rivet. So you can go from piece to piece. So like here, we got glue all over that, but that's okay. So like this piece, you want it to look like it's been fastened with rivets. So each corner of each piece, and then you can fill them in. Like here, I'll put one here and there, and then like you can see it looks like rivets. So we're just going to continue to do that. I'm just going to go piece by piece here. And some spots will have more than others depending on how many layers you have of tape on there. So put one in there. Put a couple along here. The top. I'm gonna add a tag hole reinforcer on there before I forget that part. I maybe should have put glue on there. We'll see if it holds. You'll see the more layers you have, the more indent it'll give you on it. You just want to follow along the edges. And you can put as many or as little as you want in there. It's kind of fun. Each one turns out different. So. Let's see. There, I think I like that. I don't know if you're able to see it in there. So then what I did to kind of get the, I don't know, metally, maybe patina look out of it, I took, let's go. Let's clean up our mess here a little bit. So I have Inca Gold, and it's a gold. It's actually a brown gold. And then I have an Inca Gold in, this is a turquoise. So I've had these forever, and they get hard on the inside, like they get solid. So what I do is I always have, you know, just water in a spray bottle, and then I just give it a couple squirts in there. I use my fingers for this, to use this anyways. So I know you're not supposed to, but it works best, I think. You can play with it. And I know I had a towel here somewhere to wipe the excess off, but I don't know what I did with it. So let me grab a towel really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we gave it a couple squirts of water, and it'll dry back up when you're done. And what I do is I just kind of rub on it and rub it in a little bit, so you get a little bit of the thickness on there on your finger. And then I just kind of touch and wipe it off, and lightly just kind of, you're really just smearing it and moving it around where you want it. And you want to do the brown first. And you don't even have to do this, and I'm sure there's other mediums you can use. I did try paint and distress stain. That it didn't work very well for me, but I'm kind of impatient too, so I didn't like give it much time to dry. So I'm just gonna go around and just try and get this. It kind of tones the shine down a little bit and maybe ages it a little bit, I think. So I'm just rubbing it on there. I need some more water. I kind of like that the dark stays in the creases there, in the rivet holes. And you can do it as light as you want, or, you know, as much as you want. You just add more if you want it to be thicker. Like I think I do around the edges. So just keep adding that around until you're happy with it. And it does dry pretty quick. Just give it a second. Blow on it a little bit. But see how that already kind of changed the feel of it? It feels older, I think. And then I'm gonna go in, not a lot, but I like the patina look, like the old rusty, you know, it gets the turquoise in colors. And you could do like copper in there as well. Now I'm dabbing off because I don't want a lot to start. I just want to add it in here and there. And let's see, there, see how you just kind of get that. I don't want it everywhere, but here and there, I'll just add that color in there. You can add as much as you want, or I think I like that. Maybe a little tiny bit more in here. So my hands are never the color they're supposed to be. They're always full of something. That's okay. Okay, so there we have that. And before I decorate the front, I'm going to see, and we have some of this, and that's okay. I'm gonna stencil and ink the back so that when we have a bulk on the front, we don't have to. You could actually do this in the beginning if you wanted to. I'm just using a vintage photo distress ink around the edges. And then any stencil, I'm just gonna use this speckle one. And then this little makeup brush, this is from the dollar store. And I just stop off of the side and just rub on it, just randomly. Let's see what that looks like. See, then we have the back, and you can use that for journaling, and you can do other things on it as well. You could put paper collage on it, but I like that. Okay, so now we need to find something to decorate the front of it. Let's see. I'm going to be using this in a steampunk kind of mechanical journal. Let's see here. We'll just kind of pick out some random things here. I think we could put a bigger one on there. This guy's sitting. Let's see what we can figure out. If we can find something he can sit on. I think we're just going to use that. So we'll distress this, grunge it up. I think I'm going to trim this down a little bit. Grab my trimmer here. So now I'm going to round the corners because I cut it. Doesn't want to work. Oh, that's not the best. Maybe we'll just round them, kind of. I'm not very good at this, but we'll see what happens. And I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because the art glitter glue didn't really stick on there. So I'll just distress him a little bit. let's see what we have over here for fabric. Maybe let's trim a little piece of this. Oops, that didn't work. Now we'll just cut that off. That works, I guess. We can just have that hang off there. So, let's see if we can get this one to rip. There we go. Maybe that's the piece we'll use. Oh. Well, what if we did that? I can grunge this up a little bit. Just adds another layer of texture. We'll just do it. Not be too picky about it. Let's try something. Let's just glue it on these three sides. And maybe we can make it a pocket too. If we find something tall to poke in there. Okay. Seems silly we cover all of our work up here, but you can still see it. Let's see. We're gonna glue him from about here down. So let's see if it works. It's fine if not too. Let's see if it works better on this paper. Probably not. I think I need a new one. I had a different one, but I don't know where it went. Yeah, that's just making a mess of it. I don't know if that covers too much of that up. Maybe not. Probably should have glued this on first, but we'll get it behind him. We're going to take those out. See, that's peeling up there. Now I try to put it behind there. Okay, we'll get it. Maybe we can tuck some coffee dyed paper back there or something too. Okay, I feel like we need a word or something here, and then the tie, I think I want to do the fabric as well. The same fabric, so we'll just, that's going to be way too long. And I'm just going to knot it right on top, I think. Yeah, grunge that a little bit. Yeah, it works. Okay, so we need to find a word for on there. Let's see. Maybe a saying on there or something. Got Tim Holtz Small Talk book we'll flip through quick. I'm feeling like maybe back. This one will work. Today is full of possibilities. I'm just going to put it down there. I still feel like I need something right there. Let's see. I know this is a corner, but that works, I think. There, I think I like that. So we have a tag made for in our journal. And a little pocket in there. We could put some coffee dyed paper or something behind him in that little pocket as well. So, I hope you liked that one. Save that one for later. And then let's try and decorate this one that I made earlier. This one I flipped it over on the back, so I don't know if we can take that up, or we'll just maybe leave that on there, and we'll maybe cover it with, let's see, maybe we'll just, let's just back it. I'm going to use glitter glue on this one. I should have probably inked that. Well, we'll ink this one. It's one of my least favorite things is backing stuff. I'm just using the same sheet ripped and distressed here because I don't have any of their coffee dyed paper sitting around me, I don't think. We're just covering, and then we'll trim. I'll trim off of, trim around the tag. Oop, distress, I always forget that. One more piece here, I think we'll have it. Okay. Now we'll go around and trim it, then ink the outsides on the back, the edges, and then we will have the back finished. So I'm just trimming around the tag. paper smells like coffee. It's making me thirsty. Okay, so got that. I'm going to punch out that center again. We are going to add a hole reinforcer on the back. And then we are going to ink around the edges. And we're going to call the back done. So now for the front, let's see here. Just digging over here. I have some Tim Holtz fabric tape. Let's try that. We'll just put a couple. Oh, there's maybe a reason it was started like this. I probably shouldn't have cut it off like that. It's really sticky. So we are just going to put a strip of that on there. And we need a shorter one maybe. Now I'm probably not going to be able to get it off here. Definitely not with all this glue on my hands. It's so fun to get messy though. Let's see. And we're just going to put that one right there. And that seems to stick really well on the tin tape. So just stick it in here. No, I don't think so. Like that on there. You can always add words and stuff to them later. I'm not 100% sure on exactly where they're going to be in this journal, so I got to start on some of the tags. It's like a, oh, that's a roulette wheel. Okay, well, it's going on there. I think up there, because we can always add something down here. Maybe there. Right there, I think. And I'm going to use this on here. And then we are going to need a top for it. I'm going to just dress that back a little bit. Okay, so maybe let's use some of this. And I think I'll just try it this way. No, this is really thick, so we'll just tie it on there. Okay. So here we have 2 that are ready for the journal. So one of them is stenciled on the back and one of them's covered. And we have our riveted tag. I hope you enjoyed it and give it a try. Thank you for watching.